I won.
Why does it always have to be a race?
What's the point if it isn't?
Recreational exercise?
Oh, it's time for that. I'm seeing the shrink today. I'm having lunch with him.
You're dating your shrink?
He's not my shrink. He's that guy I told you about.
Oh, right. Yeah, that guy with the two girl names. Jackie Suzanne?
Tracy Carroll. I know. I'm trying to get past the name thing. At least it's a date. Sort of. When was the last time you had a date?
I date. I just don't tell you about it.
Well, see, that's morally wrong.
No. It's self-protection. I don't tell you and Mom about any woman until I start leaving underwear in her apartment. That way you don't get invested.
It's a good plan.
Learn from me.
Race you to the house.
What, will you stop? You won already.
I know. I just feel so good. I feel like my life is finally back on track.
Yeah, I've had that feeling.
When? Before your breakdown?
It was not a breakdown. It was a year of confusion on a Euro pass.
Oh.
God, I was 20. Family acted like I joined the Merchant Marines.
We just worry about you.
Why? Because my idea of success doesn't look like yours? I write, Amy, every day. And I'm good at it. I don't need outside validation to believe that.
And there's something very wrong with you.
You're about to be so sad.
What do you mean? Lazy Mary, will you get up? Will you get up? Will you get up? Lazy Mary, will you get up so early in the morning?
I hate that song.
Okay, Grumpy. Time to rise and shine. Limo leaves in 20 minutes.
I'm sick.
You're sick? What's wrong?
Stomachache.
Well, you don't have a fever.
You don't have to have a fever to be sick.
Well, I think I'm going to need a little bit more evidence if you're going to stay home.
I vomited in school last week. I hate to have that happen again.
Yeah, I don't think last week's vomit counts. Come on. What's really going on?
Miss Shalewy hates me.
Her teacher doesn't hate her.
Well, she's picking up on something.
My sixth grade teacher hated me.
That's because you refused to say one nation under God during the Pledge of Allegiance.
Separation of church and state?
Lauren has never been a discipline problem before.
Well, she's never been divorced before.
Do you know that Mrs. Schlewy made her stand out in the hall for some minor infraction? That is not okay. We are going to have a little chat, Mrs. Schlewy and me.
Maybe she's hostile because her last name is Schlewy. Mom, you mind if I take a shower here?
No. This is not private school, Amy. These teachers aren't interested in hearing from you. You don't pay them enough.
Yeah, we'll see. Where's Lauren? Lauren! I have a short calendar day.
Well, you better move it. Short calendar days are the worst.
No worse than any other day. Lauren?
I'm staying out of it.
Good morning.
Mr. Overby?
Jack.
Jack?
I'll be appearing before you today. Temporary custody hearing, routine stuff.
All right. I'll see you then.
So, how's it going?
Fine.
Yeah, you overwhelmed yet?
What do you mean?
Sometimes it can take a little while to get your sea legs. Let me know if I can help.
I'm okay.
You got a short calendar today.
I'm fine. Thank you. How are you? What is this?
Courtesy of Jack Overby.
God, that man does not miss a trick, does he?
Do you know what short calendar is?
Matters that resolve in 15 minutes or less. Paternities, OTCs. I went to judge school. Yeah, hello, this is Amy Gray. I'd like to speak to Miss Schlewy, if possible. Well, then I'd like to leave a message for her. Amy Gray, 5550172. Thank you. What's the docket?
54 cases. 10 walk-ins, 12 custody, a couple delinquency arraignments, plus all weekend arraignments and a surrender. We'll have to work quickly.
Yeah, but I'm actually going to have to hear the cases to make an informed decision.
Just try and pace yourself.
What's up first?
Emergency hearing. Potential kidnapping, frantic mother out front.
Okay. Let's go.
State your name for the record.
Valerie Nolfi.
Go ahead, Miss Nalfi.
My Aunt Marie's got my baby and she's taking him to Haiti.
Okay, back up. Does your aunt have legal custody of your child?
No.
Was this a planned trip to Haiti?
No. She was supposed to babysit Jean for the weekend while me and my boyfriend were moving. And we came to pick him up this morning and they were gone. The neighbor said she'd gone to the airport with the baby. The plane leaves in an hour.
Why do you think she's doing this?
I don't know. She's crazy.
Where's the baby's father?
He's on his way to the airport. He said he was going to kill her.
Let's run a record check on the parents for references to court cases or warrants.
I just did. They're clean.
All right, Miss Namphy, it's clear that your aunt is illegally holding your child. I'm issuing a warrant for her arrest.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And notify the police. Call Bradley International. Can I stop a plane from taking off?
Yes, ma'am.
Notify airport police. Tell them to stop the plane on the runway if they need to. All right. Hit the ground running today. What's next?
Hey, thanks for breakfast. I'm off. I've got a Sharpay with ear mites.
You're invited for dinner, too.
Oh, yeah? Let's see what today looks like. Well, who is Big Girl? And why is she swelling up like a freaking balloon and living in fear every moment of her life?
She's got lupus and her neighbor's trying to kill her.
Because she's got lupus.
Because he thinks she convinced his wife to leave him for her minister.
Is this the same one whose husband is HIV positive and won't use a condom?
No, that's Hiawatha. I met Big Girl in the Home and Gardens chat room months ago. She's gotten very ill since then. I'm really worried about her.
Mom, how do you know these lunatics aren't making this stuff up? It's like having a relationship with people who write on bathroom walls.
Vincent, I was a social worker for half my life. Give me a little credit.
I just hate to see you wasting your time, Mom.
Speaking of which, aren't you late for work?
All right. What's going on?
The father, Mr. Conrad, would like to tell you what's happening at home. The situation is very explosive. Monique has been acting out, exhibiting suicidal behavior.
This is a case of self-defense, Your Honor. The stepmother assaulted her, not the other way around. Monique is not suicidal. She does not need an evaluation. The stepmother does.
I'm sorry, Ms. Reyes. I'd like to hear what the father has to say, especially if we're talking about a psych evaluation. Step back. Let's proceed. Okay, Mr. Conrad. Talk to me.
I don't know what to do, Your Honor. My baby is out of control. She's staying out late. She's doing drugs.
Your Honor, this is not relevant to the question of bail.
Counsel, I'd like Mr. Conrad to continue.
Ever since I got married in July, it got worse. She and Diane can't get along at all.
She's a monster.
Shut up, you stupid bitch.
Monique, that's enough. You're not helping.
She's not a monster. But she's not acting right either. Two days ago, she sliced up her arm pretty bad with a razor, and last night she found my gun and she tried to shoot herself. I don't know what to do anymore. I love my baby and I love my wife, but this just isn't working. I can't have her living with us. She needs to be in a hospital. I'm sorry, baby.
Patty?
I'm sorry.
You always take her side.
Monique, I'd like you to be seen by a psychologist in our court clinic.
She's a crazy one.
Okay, that's enough.
Monique, stop. No! Monique.
Everyone just please sit down and, That's enough! Everyone just please sit down and take your seats, please. This court will come to order. Sit down, please!
Calm down. It's enough. Your Honor, how about we take a short break?
Yeah, let's do that.
The record reflect the respondent just hit her stepmother in the face?
Yeah, the record will reflect that. This court's in recess.
Your Honor, police received an anonymous phone call that 2-year-old Vanessa Beatty was playing unsupervised on the front steps of her home when she fell and was injured. When an officer and DCF worker arrived on the scene, they found the injured girl out front
and the mother, Beatrice Beatty, extremely inebriated inside on the floor. Miss Smeal removed Vanessa and her 8-year-old brother into emergency foster care.
The father was present at the time and sober. Is that correct?
Yes, he was painting the house.
And the child's knee required nothing more than a Band-Aid which the father applied?
That's right, but,
Mr. Overby, it is my impression that an order of temporary custody is issued only when there's an imminent risk of physical injury to a child. Dad was there. Isn't that enough to avoid the imminent risk standard?
With all due respect, Your Honor, you can't sit as a court of appeal on an OTC signed by another judge.
I know, but I am required to dissolve any OTC where the risk no longer appears to be imminent.
Our concern goes beyond the one day, Your Honor. Mrs. Beatty has a chronic alcohol problem and is the only caretaker when Mr. Beatty is at work. If we hadn't acted on this and something worse had happened to the child...
And DCF would have been blamed and your office would have looked bad. I'm on to the drill.
Are you suggesting that my motives are entirely political here? Because that is beyond offensive.
I am suggesting that anyone who wants to take 2 children away from their parents for a skinned knee is at best not thinking clearly. There's no other relative to take care of the kids? No possibility of daycare?
Mrs. Beatty would have to demonstrate compliance with treatment and clean urine for 3 months before we would send them home.
Another 3 months?
That's right.
3 months without their parents? What kind of damage is that going to do? We're talking about a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old here. Is that the best you can do?
Unless you got a better idea.
Here's everything I could find on the MDS family.
Thank you. I thought you dealt with them at one time or another.
Grandma is a piece of work.
So noted. So I hear you've been doing a little bit of consulting.
Every now and then.
It's hard to give it up.
Not for me. I've been too busy.
What have you been doing?
Oh, please, what haven't I been doing? I've been doing gardening, French lessons, Thai bow, everything I never got a chance to do.
So have you ever thought about coming back to work?
No, thank you.
Because I need you, Maxine. The department is not what it used to be. The system is falling apart. You trained all of us to do this work. You're the only one who can fix it.
Nonsense. I can't. I'm sorry. Tanya, I'm busy, I got plans. I want to bicycle across China. I want to travel to
Brazil, Ireland,
Vietnam, Cambodia.
Cambodia is new.
Amy needs me for Lauren. There's 1,000 things I want to do, and work is not one of them.
You never miss it. Because it is one of the few jobs where you can say we really are creating change. You told me that the first day I started work. Remember?
Your Honor, we're asking for an annulment of the marriage on the grounds of fraud and physical incapacity.
Fraud?
Yes. Ms. Radakovich is a Russian citizen. We allege that she married my client, Andrew Scribner, to get a green card. She never loved him.
What makes you think this?
She refused to conjugate the marriage.
Consummate. I see. Did she express positive feelings for you before the marriage?
She said that she loved me and that we would make babies together. The day after our wedding, she started pushing me to open a joint bank account and sign some papers at the INS office.
Did Mr. Radakovich talk about the green card before you got married?
Never. It didn't even cross my mind.
Okay. Well, if you're claiming sexual incapacity, Mr. Scribner, I'm going to need either medical evidence or evidence of failure to perform. Did you have sexual relations with Miss Radakovich before you got married?
No. She told me she wanted to wait till our wedding night to make it special. I respected that. But afterwards, as soon as I tried to do stuff, she said I made her sick. If I touched her, I'd find my privates in the front yard.
Okay.
She was an Olympic shot putter, so after a while I just stopped trying.
Oh, that was smart.
Hi.
Hi.
I made a reservation.
I'm here just to tell you I can't be here.
Oh.
I have a crazy doc and I just can't take lunch today. I'm sorry. I usually don't do this on a first date.
Oh, no problem. We'll just reschedule.
Can we? That'd be great. I'll call you.
Aren't you going to be hungry?
No, I have some mints in my purse.
Wait a minute. Come on.
No, Tracy, I'm really not that hungry. I got too much to think about.
I'm a psychologist, trust me. Nobody does their best thinking on an empty stomach. Pretzels or chips?
I don't really have time to eat that anyway. Chips, I guess. You really don't have to do that.
It's cheaper than a restaurant. Apple or hard-boiled egg?
Apple. Thank you.
Oh, no. Fruit juice or soda?
Soda.
Yeah?
Something with caffeine.
Here you go. All the basic food groups.
You're so... I can't believe you did that. I don't know what to say.
Say you'll have dinner with me on Friday.
Dinner?
Or lunch. We can go back to lunch if you want. Lunch is good.
No, what the hell? Let's live dangerously. Dinner it is.
Good.
Mother!
Maxine? Surprise.
Surprise, Mom.
What is it?
Lunch. We picked up some Thai food.
Does anybody have a job anymore?
Yes, that's why I've only got an hour.
We have a surprise for you.
More surprises.
Jillian and I were talking about our vacation this year.
First, we were thinking St. Bart's or Nassau.
But then we had a great idea. We know how you're dying to go to Vietnam, so why don't we go with you?
With me? Well,
We talked to our travel agent, and he's come up with a great tour. Vietnam highlights. 6 days, 5 nights.
And if we go this spring, we can get a great discount.
that's because it's the rainy season.
Oh, well, we don't have to go in the spring. It's just that's the only time I have off from work.
Well, I was planning on several weeks. 6 days and 5 nights does sound a little whirlwind.
Mother, this way we can go with you.
I don't need you to go with me. I want to go in the winter months so that I can miss the rainy season in Cambodia.
Cambodia? You're not going to Cambodia.
Yes, actually, I am. I've always wanted to see the temple at Angkor Wat. 6 days and 5 nights just won't cut it.
Mother, you can't go to Cambodia. It's dangerous.
I can go wherever the hell I want, thank you. And for your information, Cambodia is perfectly safe as long as you know what you're doing.
Mother,
Sweetie, obviously your mother has an idea of where she wants to go. Why don't
tourists are kidnapped in Cambodia. They're blown up by landmines. There's parasites that eat your brain. You're not going to Cambodia. This tour to Vietnam should give you all the exotic locale you'll need, and you won't be traveling alone. A woman your age.
Peter, if I wanted to travel with you and Jillian, I would have said so. This is my trip. Now, thanks for the lunch, but I've never cared for Thai food, and I've already eaten.
Ms. Namphy, you can't just take somebody's baby out of the country.
Madame Namphy, si ce n'est pas votre enfant, vous ne pouvez pas le sortir du pays comme ça.
Pourquoi j'aurais besoin de permission? Elle a laissé le bébé avec moi. Et je voulais aller à Haïti. Je devais faire.
She says she had to.
Why?
Pourquoi?
Pour le bébé santé.
For the baby's
Ils ne
well-being.
vont pas à l'église.
They don't go to church.
La maison est dégueulasse.
The house is dirty.
Le bébé, il est une irritation de
And the
peau.
baby has a terrible diaper rash.
Oui, c'est vrai.
Non, c'est pas vrai. Mais
Comment
qu'est-ce que tu y connais?
What are you
Comment
doing?
peux-tu
Non, tu
dire?
savais même pas. Qu'est-ce que tu y connais?
Oh là là, dis-moi.
Don't, you're really pissing me off now.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Ma'am, taking a baby who does not belong to you to Haiti,
Madame, si vous amenez un enfant qui n'est pas le vôtre à Haïti,
no matter how you feel about his care,
n'importe comment tu les soignes,
is not okay.
ça ne va pas.
You do it again, you end up in state prison.
Si vous le faites encore, vous finirez par la prison.
Comprenez-vous?
Oui.
Good. All parties are free to go. Allez, allez. Allez. Did Lauren's teacher ever call back?
Nope, sorry, Niggas. You need to pick it up. We're behind on the docket.
Yeah.
Grandma!
Out here. You're home early.
It was a minimum day.
Minimum day. I thought we could start a vegetable garden for you.
Nah, that's okay. I don't like vegetables.
Oh. Okay. How about some mums or tulips?
Dirt has worms in it. Can I go do my homework now?
What kind of homework?
Homonyms.
Oh. Well, better get to it.
Renee Livingston just completed 3 years of weekend incarceration for the killing of her 6-week-old baby.
3 years? That's all?
Postpartum depression was a mitigating factor. Judge allowed it. Now she's here to sever parental rights to her 2-year-old daughter.
She had another one? She had a psych workup?
She's confident.
Foster parents want to adopt?
Yep. Here, TPR form signed by all parties.
Mrs. Livingston, you're here to surrender your child, thereby terminating all your parental rights forever. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Melody's been living with the Dowds since she was born. They take real good care of her. I can tell from the pictures that they send. They write me letters all about her.
You understand that if I sever your parental rights, the Dowds will be under no obligation to keep in contact with you.
I know. Mr. Kramer told me that.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Are you surrendering this child of your own free will and only because you want to and for no other reason?
I am.
Do you realize that once I approve of this surrender, you will no longer be the mother of this child for any purpose? I need you to answer audibly, Renee.
Yes.
Do you understand that this surrender is effective immediately and that you cannot change your mind thereafter?
Yes.
Do you want to surrender this child? I need you to answer me, Renee. Do you want to surrender this child?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept this consent.
No!
This woman is not ready to sever her parental rights. I can't accept it.
Your Honor, I move to amend the pleading and add grounds E and F. Renee Livingston killed her first child. Under Connecticut law, that fact alone is enough to terminate her parental rights.
Set it for trial. This court's in recess.
Court's recess 10 minutes.
I couldn't accept that surrender. She was clearly ambivalent. It was my obligation to set it aside.
Here's the story. The lobby's calling. There's 10 more cases out there. There's no way we're going to wrap up by 4:30. I suggest you continue the cases to another day.
We can't do that. These people have been waiting since 8 o'clock this morning.
It happens. This is what I meant when I talked about pacing yourself. You can't agonize over every decision.
I understand that you've been waiting since early this morning to be heard. On behalf of the court, I apologize. I'm sorry, but due to the caseload, I have no alternative but to continue your cases. Counsel, please see Mr. Van Exel about rescheduling.
The court's in recess until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
You're gonna die, Grandma.
This may come as a shock to you, Lauren, but we're all going to die sooner or later.
1 in every 5 deaths in America is smoking related.
Really? Well, the French smoke more than we do, and they live longer. Here, I'll finish this file for you, and you can jump in it.
Do you want to die, Grandma?
Lauren, smoking is bad. I should quit. I will quit. But the thing for you to remember about all this is, you're not in it. Anyway, believe it or not, I'm rumored to be in excellent health.
But you look old.
Lauren, your opinions are not as fascinating as you think they are.
Why are you so grouchy?
Because I have earned that privilege. Now, there. You want to jump in them or not?
Aren't there bugs in there?
Probably.
Ew.
All right, then. Your loss. Bonsai. Come here.
Excuse me, Miss Schlewy?
Yes.
I'm Amy Gray, Lauren's mom.
Oh, Oh, yes. You're the mother who's been trying to reach me all day.
Yeah. Yep, that's me.
Have a seat.
Mrs. Schlewy, Lauren has gotten the idea that you don't like her.
Huh.
Anyway, I told her that of course you like her. Who could not like her? But I thought that we should talk because she's new at the school and I want her to feel good here.
Lauren talks too much.
Well, Lauren does have a lot to say, but I've always thought that was a good thing. She's a bright girl who contributes.
Mrs. Gray, Lauren talks way too much. She distracts the other children. No one around her can get their work done.
You made her stand in the hallway for 20 minutes because she talks? She's a 6-year-old. She's new. And you humiliated her in front of all of her friends?
Mrs. Gray, I have 32 students in this class. Without order, I can't teach.
Well, maybe she talks because she's bored.
Lauren is a good student, not a perfect one.
Okay. I want her moved to a different class.
Oh, I'm afraid that can't happen.
You want to bet?
Did you really make this yourself?
Mm-hmm. It's the template bank or what?
When you go to Vietnam, will you take me?
No. Southeast Asia is not for... What is that on your head?
My wig. Mom bought it at a garage sale. It belonged to some lady who died.
It's lovely.
What are you doing?
I'm in a travel chat room, finding out things about Cambodia. You have to do a lot of research before you travel to a foreign country.
Who's Secret Squirrel?
Just someone I know in Dallas. She lost a leg in a car accident last year. It's been very traumatic for her.
I saw a dog with 3 legs once.
I want my daughter moved to a different classroom.
Ms. Gray, we appreciate your concern. However, we can't move every child who has a problem.
Lauren doesn't have a problem. She's a bright, friendly, outgoing little girl.
Who talks incessantly.
See, that's the attitude my child faces every day from her teacher. A woman who perhaps has been doing this job too long.
I'm sorry, Miss Gray, but I have to disagree with you. Mrs. Schlewy is one of our best and most popular teachers. All the parent volunteers in her class couldn't be more enthusiastic about her performance.
Mrs. Gray wouldn't know that because she doesn't volunteer.
Oh, so that's what this is about? My child is being penalized because I have a job? Because I can't sit in the classroom and cut out paper pumpkins or drive to every field trip or bake cookies for the multiple teacher appreciation teas?
Ms. Gray, we do have plenty of working parents who manage to rearrange their schedules for the benefit of their child.
Well, my job is not like that.
We're a public school trying to do everything on a state budget. It troubles me, Miss Gray, that the first time I meet you is when you show up to complain.
I'm a judge. Okay? I have to take the bench every morning at 9 o'clock. But hey, if you have volunteer jobs available before 9 a.m., I'm there.
Terrific. How about carpool lane duty? 7:45 to 8:30. Can we count on you?
What's anorexia?
It's a disease women get from reading magazines.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
What are you doing?
We're talking to Grandma's friends. One of them only has 1 testicle.
Grandma, you really think this is a good idea?
There's no harm to it. It's a travel room. We mostly talk about hotels.
And genitals, apparently. I got you some salad stuff at the farmer's market. You have no food in your fridge.
Don't put that there.
Does Amy know this is what you two have been doing all afternoon?
Is there a problem, Vincent?
Hey, I have no kids. What do I know?
My point exactly.
It's just I left you 12 hours ago in front of the computer.
Is that your business? You don't have to check up on me. I'm fine.
You want me to put your groceries away?
No, I'll do it.
I'll help you, Grandma.
Some people might call this internet thing an addiction.
It's a hobby. People are allowed hobbies. Like that novel you've been writing for the last 4 years.
It's a collection of short stories. And it's not a hobby, it's actually what I do.
When you're not hairstylist to the canine set.
But this whole internet thing started because you were supposedly researching your trip to Vietnam.
Cambodia.
Now you're spending all your time hanging out in chat rooms. Maybe you should go back to work.
I don't want to work. I have plans.
Exactly, that's what you have, is plans. Face it, Mom, you don't want to go to Vietnam because if you did, you'd be there right now.
Cambodia.
You get my point.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, baby.
Welcome to Dysfunctional Family Central.
What are you doing?
Eating dinner. What does it look like?
Bad day, huh?
What happened?
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it. Lauren, I talked to your teacher today.
Are they gonna move me?
No, but I'm working on it. Worst comes to worst, you can always switch schools.
But I like that school. All my friends go there.
You're going to switch schools because she's experiencing a little discomfort?
Well, I don't want her first grade teacher to send her into therapy for the rest of her life.
Anybody want to hear about my day?
No.
I do, Uncle Vincent.
Okay, come on.
Maybe.
I'll tell you about it. I did my first poodle cut today. The pom-pom is the tricky part.
Maybe Lauren does talk too much.
Whose side are you on?
Well, why does it have to be about sides? I spent the day with the child. She never met a thought she didn't share.
That's nice.
Amy, this is where she learns that things don't always go her way. You can't protect her from everything.
I can't seem to protect her from anything, Ma. That's what kills me. Hello. Excuse me, I'm looking for
Can't help you. Ask a nurse.
I'm looking for the Nugent baby.
A little late for visiting hours. You a relative?
No, I'm a judge. Emergency response.
Judge Gray?
The same?
Oh, I was kind of expecting an old guy in robes.
Well, it's too bad you couldn't find one.
Sorry, I'm Dr. McGrath. The Nugent baby's my patient. Why don't you come with me?
As the baby's guardian ad litem, I have to think about what's best for the baby. Robbie deserves a chance at recovery. I mean, who knows? There's a lot we don't understand about the brain. People are always coming out of comas.
No, they're not. Not this type of coma. Robbie Nugent is virtually vegetative. The only brain activity we can find is in the lower part of his brain, the part that controls his heart and lungs. He's not going to wake up out of this coma.
So what's the emergency?
The emergency is he spiked a fever earlier this evening. He's got pneumonia. Without antibiotics, he'll die.
And you don't want to give him the antibiotics?
Correct. We believe it'll prolong the inevitable. As long as this baby's alive, he's suffering. Not just physical pain, but the indignity of daily blood draws and invasive procedures, the point of which is simply to allow this baby one more day in a vegetative state. He's in hell. This pneumonia's a gift. It's an opportunity to let him die swiftly and painlessly.
The child's parents aren't ready to give up.
The child's parents lost their rights to participate in this decision when they abused this child. He wouldn't be in this hospital if somebody hadn't beaten the crap out of him. So don't talk to me about the parents.
He's still their baby.
Once they raised their hands to this child, they lost the privilege of being called parent.
You're here as the guardian for the child, Mr. Wong, not the parents. Do you believe it's in his best interest to go on living this way?
I'm just not comfortable with the decision being made so quickly.
Dr. McGrath?
He's been in a coma for 3 months. No sign of improvement. He's intubated. He's got a feeding tube in his stomach. He's gonna die. It's just a question of when.
All right. I need to think about this for a moment. My role here is to balance the interest of the state in prolonging life with the interest of the individual, to reject the traumatic cost of that prolongation. It seems clear to me that the situation is not going to get any better for Robbie. And regretfully, the overwhelming medical evidence is that the situation will only deteriorate.
Sorry I'm late. Came as soon as I got the investigating the child's parents for criminal culpability, so I should be here for this ruling.
Under either best interest of the child or substitute judgment theory, I rule that no antibiotics should be given and no extraordinary measures are to be taken in this case.
Thank you.
Miss Gray, just want to say, I think you made the right call in there.
Thanks.
It sickens me it's gotten this far. Trying to have Robbie removed from foster home the first time he showed up in the ER with a broken arm. Judgment against me, and, well, here we are.
Excuse me, I really have to get home.
My point is, when we overreact with OTCs and removals, Miss Gray, all we're trying to do is save lives.
Mr. Overby, when you overreact with unwarranted removals and OTCs, you hurt families and you lose credibility. And when you lose credibility, you force me and my colleagues to question your judgment on all other matters.
Miss Gray.
Now, I may be new at this game, Mr. Overby, but I was an attorney for 11 years, and I know when I'm being patronized and manipulated. My advice to you, don't do it. It irritates me. Oh, and by the way, it's Judge Gray. This isn't gonna work.
Good morning.
What were they thinking? Do they let just anyone do this job? I quit.
This is a phase, Amy. The quitting phase. You'll get through it.
No, I'm serious. How can they let me make decisions? Who thought that was such a great idea?
Well, it's either you or someone else equally unprepared. People are betting on you.
Well, they shouldn't. I blew it yesterday, Ma. I didn't finish my docket.
You'll do better today.
Just look at my life. I spend my entire day, and sometimes my nights, trying to determine the best interest of the child. Meanwhile, I have no idea what the best interest of my own child is. Oh, God.
You need a nap.
Oh, I don't have time for a nap because I have to be in court in an hour to hear another 60 cases. Oh, Ma, I've always felt so competent together. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before.
That's because nothing has ever happened to you. You had it easy until now. You don't get to be the person that doesn't experience any pain. This is what life feels like when you risk things.
Just tell me there's an upside.
There is. I'm taking on a couple cases. The department needs me.
What?
Well, it's temporary. Tanya wants me to help out.
This doesn't feel like the upside.
He's a little right, Vincent. I may be out of practice talking to real people.
What am I going to do with Lauren?
We'll work it out.
What about Vietnam and then the Temple of Whatchamacall? What about your dreams, Ma?
Until 1967, it was legal to beat your kids. Did you know that? Or anybody's kids. They were just property. I didn't only do my job. I helped create it.
You sure this is what you want to do?
Sure. People do what they want to do. The rest is just excuses.
Hey, Mom. Ma. Can we get back to the upside?
When you see it, you'll know.
Up and at 'em, baby girl. We're late.
I'm sick.
You're not sick.
I hate school and I hate Miss Shalewy.
Well, here's the thing, sweetie. You are in Mrs. Schlewe's universe now, so you've got to play by her rules.
How?
Well, to begin with, you could try not to talk too much. That's an area you could work on.
But Miss Shalewy never puts my art up on the wall.
Baby, I'm here to tell you that on the scale of all things bad and horrible, Mrs. Schlewe is just an annoyance. You'll survive this. Now, come on. Get up and get dressed. We've got to be at school at 7:45.
Why?
Because we've just got to try to be better.
have a fabulous day. You're all set? Here, come on.
That's my mom.
I know I'm late. I had carpool lane duty.
Yeah, 45 cases on the
How
docket.
about a little good morning every once in a while?
Plus 25 reschedules.
Oh, man. 70 cases on 3 hours sleep. What's up first?
An adoption.
An adoption?
Yeah, it was scheduled for Department D, but I asked him to throw it this way. I thought you could use it.
Okay, so all parties have had a chance to examine the documents and certify that the names of the parents and child and date of birth are correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, then I am pleased and so privileged to finalize the adoption of Hallie Shoyen Blitzman to Jay and Sandy Blitzman. Congratulations, your parents.
It's for the baby.
This is for you, sweetie. You don't know it yet, but today is the luckiest day of your life.
Picture time, everybody. Judge, can I get one of you holding the baby?
Absolutely. As long as you promise to send me a copy.
There we go. Great. Okay. More. Excellent.